Hello and welcome to our pitch. The team Summer Spirit is composed of Annika from Germany, Mark from the Czech Republic, Jason, Destin and Caitlin from the US, and me from Germany. Today we'll present you together our concept of an app, Cov-Know. I will start with the concept in 5.1. Mark will then present the app in more detail in 5.2, followed by the subtask 5.3 with a prototype by Jason. Furthermore, Annika will explain 5.4 and Destin will end our presentation with features. So have fun. So what project should we take on? The task was to generate an app that solves problems of the 3 universities together in Mainz, South Carolina and Prague. For us, it's a current topic. This is the app for COVID-19, problem solving. Our goal of the app is to provide information about COVID-19 and present many different corona policies in different countries at a glance. The international rules are summarized and list clearly according to where you are. This includes, for example, news of vaccination. Our target audience is primarily students at the 3 universities, but also people who are traveling to a new country or state, trying to find out what COVID restrictions and requirements. People who want to find out about the latest COVID news. What is the central theme of the communication campaign? The central theme of the communications campaign is to inform people about COVID restrictions, infections rates, and any COVID news in specific areas where you plan to travel. Our app should have the following name. On the next slide, you can see our Cov-Know. This includes COVID and knowledge. Furthermore, the image will shown by the icon for our app. On the next slide, you see what we need in our following stakeholders for a successful implementation of our project. This includes the IT specialists, the employees of the university, maybe the secretariat, and Apple and Google, and of course our customers, students, and other users. Of course, our app has its price. The goodwill of the company includes the idea, the business plan and concept, the team members and their commitment, and the following costs are anticipated for implementation. It's programming of the app by an IT specialist, approval and activation of the app by Google and Apple, further development, maintenance and update costs, and maintenance of the app by an employee of the universities.
Thank you, Caroline. I would like to continue with the subtask 5.2, and let's start with the similar apps. So in this part, I have reviewed around 15 mobile apps, and the best ones so far are Reopen EU, CDC, and COVID-19 with an exclamation mark. During the analysis, most of the apps had similar mistakes, and we want to avoid them. Here are the mistakes. Most of the apps focused only on statistics, such as new cases, new deaths, and so on. Second one, info only about one country. Third one, confusing layout. This was specific for the app CDC because I had really no idea how to use it for the first 5 minutes. And the fourth mistake is language selection missing. And now we can proceed to next slide. Our best competitor, in my point of view, is the app Reopen EU. It has pretty similar function as our prototype. It can tell you rules and regulations in your plan and in your place, and it can also show you the travel plan. So by that I mean you select the country of departure and destination, and it will tell you all the rules and stuff you have to do. Also, it has a very simple layout, and I like it, and we should get inspired by this one. And the one and only difference, as I've already mentioned, is that we want to go global with the app, not only EU. Now we can proceed to Jason's part 5.3.
All right, I will continue with subtask 5.3, which is the prototype. As Mark explained, we kind of want to make an app where anybody can use it in any country. And on the main screen, we'll start off with 4 button selections: the country selection, the university updates, the COVID guidelines, and the national updates. The first one, the country selection, will take you to another screen to where you put in your city, zip code, wherever you're at, and or wherever you're planning to travel, and it will show you all the information about where that is, the restrictions they have, the infection rates they have, and all the news, breaking news on their corona lately. The university updates will show you about colleges and their infection rates and all of that is going on in their college. The COVID-19 guidelines will give you guidelines on where you're at the country or where you're currently at about updates. And then the national updates will just give you breaking news on the country, America, or if they're trending towards lower infection rates or higher infection rates. And now we'll continue on to subtask 5.4.
Now I will talk about the constructive feedback we received for our Cov-Know app. Our target market includes all people, especially those who possess a mobile phone. We asked 6 people from 40 to 52 years old who fit the target market for our app. Almost all interviewees like all the essential information and current rules in our app, so they will not need to Google anymore, what makes life much easier. They mentioned that it helps people to act right and to follow the rules. Most interviewees criticized the GPS and tracking system due to too much information the app receives from the user. One interviewee mentioned that there is already the Corona app, so she advised us to improve our Cov-Know app or to include the features into the Corona app. All people agree that the app is useful since rules are changing daily and a lot of people are confused and insecure about acting right. To sum it up, our younger interviewees definitely would use an app like this, in contrast to the older generation who said that they will not use the app since they don't want to spend too much time on their phones. While the 3 oldest interviewees answered that they don't need additional features, the 3 youngest interviewees mentioned that they would like to have a list that contains all risky and not risky areas. In addition, they want to see information whether free time activities are open or not, and they would include mini games into it.
All right, so now we're gonna do a little demonstration of the app just to show what we changed based off the feedback. Next. 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 So we changed a lot based off our research. We made it so that it was a lot cleaner and nicer to look at. It's not one big list. We only used 2 countries in that example just to show how the app would function. We're gonna have all the features that Jay mentioned before. We added a little disclaimer at the bottom because we saw that a lot of people were worried about the app tracking their location. So we just made sure that they knew that the app isn't going to know where you are at all times. There's no GPS on it. It's just to give you information about the best places to be and what the laws are in that state or country. We also added a little share button just so you can send that information to somebody that you know and just make sure that your friends and family are just informed on what's going on. And we want to thank you for your time.